How to get a quad to fly super smooth, like slow-mo. Thank you for €5, J Sound. In some vids, like after a power loop, they come down super slow. Mine drops like a rock. I mean, J Sound, I'd have to see more about what you're actually talking about. There can be, like, for example, if I wanted to come down super smooth from a power loop, I would flatten out. Right? Is that what's happening? Are they like flat? They could have a different camera angle than you. If they have a low camera angle, they're going to be flatter coming out of the power loop than you are. You're going to be more angled into it. Like, there are a lot of little characteristics that could cause that. Unfortunately, I don't like. I think of the first time I saw JohnnyFPV fly. Let's take a little trip down. Let's take a little trip down memory lane. This is always fun. We're going to look at JohnnyFPV, not from his recent stuff, but his old stuff. Let's go way back in the world and watch his freestyle. And I remember the first time I saw JohnnyFPV's freestyle, I thought he was defying physics. I could not figure out how he made the quad move like that. JohnnyFPV from way back in the day, 7 years ago, back when he flew freestyle. Hold on. Ooh, my vidIQ has to load in. There we go. And he just seemed to defy physics. I don't actually know how this is going to look, because these days, the moves that JohnnyFPV pioneered are now just kind of a part of people's language of freestyle tricks. And I don't know if this is actually going to look just like some dude flying in his backyard to today's eye. I really thought he was doing impossible stuff. Like that rewind there, I couldn't figure out like how he did it. Wow. You know, this is actually really cool. I'm not trying to say, don't take this the wrong way, but like, I can do all of these tricks. I can do all of these tricks, except like super clean rewinds I still struggle with. But like, this is JohnnyFPV. He posted this video as this is me. This is like good freestyle. Now, this was 7 years ago. But like, I can do all of these tricks. I am as good as JohnnyFPV from 7 years ago. Probably not. That's probably not true. I'm joking. Like, a lot of this stuff just blew my mind. Let's see if we can find another good one. It doesn't actually feel like that's like... Yeah.
There's one from 5 years ago, the Korean Bando edit.
Korean, here it is. Abraham is posting it. Oh, I remember this one. This is bananas. At least I remember it being bananas. Let's see if it still feels bananas. What a great location. What a dream location for freestyle. So like, he's like really floating and smooth here. I think there's definitely some stabilization on this camera, which is helping give that smooth, flowy perspective. But a lot of it is just he's a great pilot, and he's just doing things with the quad that are hard to figure out how he's doing them.
Eric Asler in the chat says, video idea, build a quad from 7 years ago and then try these tricks with that quad.
Yeah, Rotor Riot did that.
Yeah.
Rotor Riot did a flying old quads. Here you can see Johnny's developing some of his juicy feel. You can see that freaking stabilization by how close it looks, by how zoomed in the camera is. That's unfortunate. He's getting that sort of floaty, juicy feel. He's doing a lot of moves where he is not flying forward. He's turning and flicking. And a lot of this stuff is just freestyle today. And people don't realize that Johnny was one of the pilots who actually pioneered this stuff. You know, this is like when your parents make you listen to Elvis. And they're like, you kids, this is where rock and roll came from. Like, I feel so old when I say that stuff. But it's really cool to have been there, to have lived in a world where no one did moves like this at all. Everyone just mostly flew forward and did tricks. And Johnny, and probably other pilots too, but to me, Johnny's the one who sticks in my mind, came along and was like, wait a minute, what if we didn't do that? And just this style came out of nowhere and is bananas good. So my to go back to the super chat, the question is, how do I get the quad to do this? And the answer is, it's not a setting, it's you and your fingers and maybe your rates, but it's you have to just learn how to reverse engineer the trick and figure out how to make the trick work.